Good morning, friends. How is everyone doing this morning? I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. And I hope that it's been a good week for all of you. Um, it's been an interesting week for me. I had the chance to travel to South Carolina to see my dad this week, which was really good. Um, it's um, it's interesting to watch my parents age. Um, and to see, um, where their mindset is at and just how they are functioning at this stage of their lives. Some of that can be a little sad at times, but it was good to see my dad, and I'm glad that I had the time that I could go and do that. Um, of course, I am back now. I need to catch up with a lot of things because I've been gone for a few weeks this month. Got to go to the beach with my youngest daughter and her children, and today I'm going to be spending the afternoon and evening, or at least the evening, early evening, later evening, with with uh, with them as well, with my kids, with my girls, and most of my grandchildren. So that is going to be a really special day for me, a full day. Um, I'm also, of course, making plans to head back to Portugal, which that's been an interesting journey. And the closer I get to all of that, the more my heart is broken for leaving my kids and my grandkids behind um, to live there. But God's working through all of that, and I'm trusting Him with all the direction and finalization of all of that. um, One of the things that I have noticed in my time with my dad this past week, time that I spend with my mom, um, with a couple of visits during the week. Hi, Diane. Thank you for hopping on today. Appreciate you being here and, faithfully visiting on Fireside Chat. I really love that. I know there's somebody else on as well. So if you are on this morning, friends, can you please just say hello in the comments? And for some reason, on this platform, and I'm going to be changing the platform soon, but on this platform, sometimes I don't always get to see who's on. So it doesn't always show me the name. It doesn't always show me the picture for some reason. It depends on where you are catching the live because it's in a couple of different places. But that's going to change soon. But anyhow, just say hello and just say your name. And Pebbles, I see you on also this morning. Thank you for joining today. I appreciate that. Um, so anyway, I was saying that while I was with my dad and the times that I've had a chance to visit my mom lately and see other people that are in the facility that my mom is living in now, I see that one of the things that is probably the most sad is boredom. And I also see that boredom is a choice. It's kind of this mad cycle, I feel like. If you're bored, if you're feeling bored, then you live that way. I don't know, it's weird to say. And then if you live that way, it makes you feel bored. So, it's kind of like what came first, the chicken or the egg, which I have the answer to that. But anyway, we're not going to go down that trail. But um, it's kind of a vicious cycle. It's hard to say which one triggers the other because they just kind of trigger each other. And the only way to really break through that is to take a step out of it. You've got to step out of it. Even if you don't feel that way, you've got to step out of that and you've got to begin doing something that's meaningful. And I think that is the thing that is difficult for aging adults, is that there's a lack of feeling useful, purposeful, um, maybe because of physical inabilities, maybe because life has always been about um, taking care of family members, and now family members don't need them anymore, or they're not as helpful to family members anymore. So I think the thing that one of the reasons why my mom really loves where she is at now is that she has the option to do a lot of different kinds of activities with people. And I think that was one of the things that was lacking at my house, because I was her only friend. I was her only reliability for everything. Like, her whole life leaned on me, which was a very heavy load for me to carry. Especially already being alone and not having help with my own needs. So anyway, again, another story. I won't run down that rabbit trail, but um, I think that especially seeing my dad's boredom, because my mom I see on a regular basis, right? And I don't see my dad that often. So seeing my dad really kind of brought this to the forefront for me. The fact that I am also somewhat, or I shouldn't say I am, I have fallen into the pit frequently since I've been on my own of boredom. And believe me, if boredom doesn't necessarily have anything to do with having a lot to do. I have had tons of things to do. My days have been extremely busy. I'm still very, very busy taking care of things for my mom, even though she doesn't live with me. Not living with me gives me the break that I need during the day, but I'm still doing a lot of things for my mom. She's 5 minutes away. I still have to get things from the storage unit for her, bring them over. I still do her laundry. I'm still visiting her twice a week. I'm still busy with my mom. And she's messaging me all day long. So that part of my day hasn't even changed. But it's fine. But again, the point being that boredom doesn't always have to do with not having anything to do. It has to do with having things to do that are fulfilling and feel purposeful. And that has more to do with what kinds of things I do, not how things that I do, not necessarily finding exciting things to do as a thrill. And I say that because it's not necessarily about, I'm bored, I'm going to go out and do something fun, exciting, and thrilling, maybe new or exploratory or anything like that. It isn't necessarily about that. I mean, at least it isn't for me. It's about doing things that are meaningful. So even for me, I think even just getting out, like for instance, today, I learned that there's some kind of a little festival going on in town. And you know what? I'm going to go by myself. I don't care. And I may not see anybody there that I know, and it's fine. But just to stroll around at the festival, mingling with people, seeing things, telling somebody, "Ooh, I love that thing you're selling," or "Ooh, I've never seen it." If there's craft tables or whatever, I've never seen anybody make anything like that before. Those are beautiful, or that's an awesome talent you have. that is fulfilling. And I say that because, I think back when my kids were young, and maybe the day was like, for me, it's like, whew, a day when we don't have a billion things on the schedule. Hallelujah. And my kids are kind of going, Mom, I'm bored. Well, I think that it's not necessarily that we don't have things that we have to do. It's that we're looking for some things that can be a blessing to ourselves and others. I think that's the key. I think that's one of the things that I think children need to understand. That's going to be more fulfilling than, running off to find, to go jump on styrofoam blocks at a kid's place that you spend $40 a kid on or whatever. I mean, those things are fun, of course, and nothing wrong with them. But I think fulfilling the whole we call boredom is not necessarily filling it up with some kind of an activity that's exciting and thrilling that we bring in to our experience, but can also be a need for something that we engage in that requires something from us as well, whether that's creating something, whether it's interacting with people, but in some way allowing allowing things to bless us, but in so doing, we also are blessing others, is going to be more fulfilling than just a thrill. I also see that with eating, and I'm let me take a sip of this. Hold on. Gosh, that's good this morning. When I came back from seeing my dad, I was a bit frustrated. I had a lot. It was an emotional week for me. And driving back, I saw a sign. I was getting hungry, and I knew I needed to stop soon. I didn't want to stop too soon because I didn't want to have to walk the dog early, and then I'd have to stop again later, and I'd have to walk him again. I had the dog with me this week, which was fun. My dad and the people that are staying with my dad, his daughter-in-law, my sister-in-law, and her granddaughter are staying there with my dad now, and it was fun getting to know them, and they loved having the dog. And Sketch was so good. He's such a good boy. I was so proud of him. Anyway, as I'm driving home and I'm hungry and I'm thinking about when should I stop, blah, 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 I see a sign for Bojangles. Now, there was a time when I saw a sign for Bojangles, I had to stop. And anymore, I'm like, I don't even notice signs for Bojangles anymore. But on that particular day, I couldn't get Bojangles off my mind. I wanted a Bowberry biscuit. I wanted a breakfast biscuit. I wanted little fried potatoes. And I said, no. You're trying to take off this weight. You've been doing so good and all that. But I couldn't get it off my mind. And at some point I just said, I don't care. And I pulled over at the next exit that had a Bojangles, and I ate Bojangles in the car. And when I got home after traveling and all of that, I had already, gone off the deep end with my Bojangles. And so I decided to, binge eat on other things. Just being honest. And when I thought about it the next morning, it dawned on me. I was bored. I was bored, and it really brought to the forefront that I have been bored. I have not I've enjoyed being home alone. I love my apartment. I love my own space. I love it. But I've been feeling this need for community. And I think, I wrote something about that yesterday. Hi, Darlene. How nice you got to get to be on this morning. Thank you for joining. So anyway, I was saying that I realized my binge eating, was about me having an empty place inside, and I was filling it with food. That's an old habit of mine. But doing that this week really brought a lot of things to the forefront. Like, why do I do that? What was happening to me at the time? What was I thinking? What was I feeling? How was I reacting? And it truly was all about trying to fill this hole that I have been feeling. And, I love to draw. I've done some drawing. I've been working on some projects, but there's been something missing. And I see this with my parents. There are things missing in their lives, and they're looking for things to do that seem meaningful. And unfortunately, some of the things that my dad is doing, well, I'd say most of the things my dad is doing, they're not really meaningful. And I guess we have like this idea that if we do exciting things, that maybe they'll fill us. And that is such a temporary fill. And, for me, I'll be honest, eating and doing anything else I might do to fill this hole while I'm in this transitional period of time in my life. And that's really what the hole is. It's a transition time. I feel like my life is kind of in suspension. And as I'm in this period of time, sometimes it just feels vacant because I'm in the middle. Like I'm kind of like, I'm not on one side of the bridge or the other. I'm kind of on the bridge, and it's just hanging there. It's not a good feeling sometimes. And I haven't necessarily done a good job at walking that bridge well. Like I say, because binge eating isn't the answer. So anyway, but I'm not condemning myself. I'm just being honest about this, because I think we all go through times like that. And I just want to say that when, like this week for me, even though I'm not proud of the way I've handled those feelings of those voids that I've been feeling, even though I'm not proud of the way that I've handled them all the time, they've been good. I'm glad they've happened. I'm glad I've had this week. I'm glad I've had a chance to really reflect and look and see what I'm doing and recognize that's not what I want to do. And this is something that I'm going to work on fulfilling those holes in a different way. So that part of it has been really cool. God just allowing me to go down a certain road that I've been down before, but seeing it in a new way, evaluating, reflecting, really spending time with him and asking him to show us what's really happening and what do I really need here. What is it that I'm really, what I'm really needing? And I think a certain depth of fellowship and interaction with others is what's been missing in my particular life. So it's been a good reveal for me. It's been a good week for me to see that. So I just thought I'd share that with you. I've had some really sweet friends that have reached out after my post yesterday, which was really, really sweet. And I am thankful to know that I'm not alone in whatever my struggles are, which is also really wonderful. I think one of the things that I've missed about Mike no longer being here with me, not only to help with things around the home and, helping with the shopping and helping with other things. Aside from just missing someone filling some of those shoes, um, I'm missing someone who assures me I haven't gone off the deep end. I'm perfectly fine. And where I'm at is fine, and everything is a learning experience, and I can keep going. And I miss having that person to tell me, you're fabulous. So, don't worry. I'm very blessed. Um, I really I miss both of my husbands. Since Mike has been gone, it's really made me realize how much I still actually miss days with Vinny. But I miss them both. But I also am so entirely blessed because what I have had with two amazing men, some people never get to experience at all. And I go through Facebook sometimes and I see, especially in the summer, there's lots of people celebrating anniversaries. I was looking at someone today celebrating their 40th, and I thought, wow, I wonder what that's like. And I'll never know. I'll never know what it's like to be married to someone more than 25 years. But I also am so blessed that I've had the life that I've had with these two men, and the blessing that they've been in my life, and how life with them transformed me in so many ways, in so many good ways, in so many needed ways. And I'm really, really blessed by that. So I do miss that. I miss the extra encouragement. I miss the hugs, and I miss the assurances that they both gave me. But I know if they were here, they'd be doing the same. And so I can kind of hear that in my memory. So thank you for this, Pebbles. I really appreciate that. And I just wanted to say, as I'm reading that, how it's good for me to hear I'm not alone in the things I struggle with, which is why I share. Because I know that even though I'm struggling, and I don't want to powder puff it, but so I make it. I'm honest with you about, we all have struggles. Okay, it doesn't mean that we don't have faith. Okay, and that's one of the things that I want to be sure I don't convey to people when they're telling me about a struggle. I don't want to respond to that in a way that makes them think that I think they have no faith. Because having a struggle doesn't mean you don't, that your faith is lacking. It doesn't necessarily mean that. So so I think it's important to reflect on the fact that we have struggles in our faith walk, and it's not that our faith has lessened in any way. It's just that it intermingles, and it means that we have another thing to grow through, and it's fine. In fact, if we grow through it, if we truly face it honestly and reflect on it and pray about it with the Lord, you know what? That struggle actually strengthens our faith. So why shouldn't we talk about it? And encourage each other. No, your faith is fine. Keep going, girl. You're doing well. I love what you said too, Pebbles. I just put it up there, but I didn't say anything. Celebrating our anniversaries with God, I used to say in 1994, I met my Heavenly Father. In 2008, I met my Heavenly Husband. And they're one and the same. But fulfilling places in my heart in different ways, in different roles. So yeah, I've had lots of anniversaries with God and lots of anniversaries in memories with my two husbands. Good morning, Ruth. I hope you're doing well. I have been praying for you, my friend. Um, and I can't imagine um, the boredom you must be feeling as you're recovering from this accident that you've had, Ruth. And I have been praying for you, and I've been praying for healing. But yeah, it's pretty easy to feel as though we're not really being very useful. That can create a void in us. And when we're sick or we're down with something that's happening in our lives, it can make us feel pretty purposeless. But you know what? There are still things that we can do during those times. So I pray you'll find that. So I've been praying for healing, but now I'm reading this from you and we're talking about this, I'm going to also include in that prayer for you that you will find something fulfilling to do while you're in this process of healing and restoration in your body. So that's a good thing for us to be praying for one another, and even to be praying for ourselves when we're in that kind of situation. So I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of rambling, but I hope that the point that I've been making this morning resonates with many of you. I hope. Not that I hope that you've had those feelings, but if you have, I hope that my message this morning has been an encouragement to you, and just an assurance that it's okay. It's okay. You've been feeling those things. It's okay. Allow God to take you through it, show you things you need to see, and strengthen your faith as you grow through that, and find ways to fulfill the things, those places in your heart where your heart is empty, in ways that honor God, uh, fill your heart, and bless others. There you go. That's the three things, right? So I pray you all will find ways to do that. And I pray that I will too. And I hope that you all have a great weekend. I am really looking forward to walking around in the festival today, even by myself. I think it's just a really cool thing. To recognize that my need to get out of my home and to go out and just mingle with people in town and realize, hey, girl, you're not alone, and you have ways that you can serve people and bless them right now here on, hopefully, on Fireside Chat, but just saying hello and good morning to people in town. So I'm looking forward to a really beautiful day today in our little town, and also with my family today. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you. I think I'll see you again on Fireside Chat. I will have to keep you all posted about that, because I will not be available at 9 o'clock in the morning next Saturday. Hopefully, I will be available to do a Fireside Chat with you. I'm just not exactly sure what that's going to look like next Saturday, but I'll keep you posted. But anyway, I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a really fabulous week. I hope that your week and your time with the Lord this week is really rich and absolutely wonderful. I pray that you see God's faithfulness in your life this week. Love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.